Hello everyone, and welcome to my playthrough of the Bounty Hunter storyline in Star Wars The Old Republic. Now, I actually spent some time having to do some research and try and make a decision on this, and I'll explain in a bit. I actually do have kind of an idea for a backstory as to why she looks like this, and I'll explain why I'm going with the female hunter in just a bit. But first, if you want to know, what is the story? Well, hunter, seeker, killer for hire. Countless enemies stand in the way of the Sith Empire's drive for domination. The Empire spares no expense eliminating these threats, offering massive bounties to employ the galaxy's most lethal hunters. Earning a death mark from the Empire's means a life spent in fear, constantly looking over one's shoulder. It's never a question if a bounty hunter will find you, only when. Both infamous and anonymous at the same time, bounty hunters are far more than mercenaries for hire. They're heirs to a professional legacy, an ancient brotherhood with a glorious history. Tracking elusive targets across multiple star systems requires expertise, especially when the targets can be prominent. Powerful and often prepared for a confrontation, thrill seekers from all walks of life set out to become bounty hunters. But only the most hard-boiled survive in this competitive and deadly business. The bounty hunter's path lies along the edge. The stakes are always high, and the path only leads two places: to a life of infamous glory, or to a quick and ignominious death. Imperial relations. Though the Empire disapproves of the bounty hunter's fierce independence, exceptions are made for those who get results. Few individuals in the galaxy have the gall and the stomach to deliver on the delicate and grim tasks in which bounty hunters excel. Nonetheless, no one is irreplaceable in the Empire, and even the most proficient most repeatedly prove their worth. In the bounty business, one's name is everything, and with each mark a bounty hunter takes down, his reputation grows, as does his price. Affiliations and loyalties. Bounty hunters are far from a homogeneous lot. They come from all races and affiliations, and each pursues his quarry in his own unique way. Some bounty hunters adhere to the rugged Mandalorian code of honor, while others answer only to their own moral compass. Some work only on behalf of organizations they agree with, while others have no sense of loyalty. Despite being kindred spirits, fellow bounty hunters cannot always be trusted. Among the profession's most notorious members, competition turns colleagues into the most ruthless of enemies. Even the bounty hunters' employers harbor hidden agendas. The tables are turned quickly when complications arise, and they always do. Shifting allegiances, unbeatable odds, and deadly showdowns are common occurrences in the life of a bounty hunter. So, first things first. We are going to be playing the female bounty hunter. Now, I have played this game as a male bounty hunter, and I did the Mako romance. And he was actually mostly light side. And it was nice. It was okay. And, partly because Mako responds better to light side choices than dark side. Now, I don't know, we're going to be romancing Torian, I think his name is. I don't know how much he responds to either light side or dark side choices, but based on what I was looking, it looks like it's not going to be that much of a factor or that much of an impact if you choose to romance him either way. But because I first considered that we were just going to do the male bounty hunter, and I would just show you guys the Mako romance, which is nice. I think it's really cute. Mako is really cute and sweet. However, in doing some research on the voice actors, which I'll say I'm not too fond of the male bounty hunter voice. Just like, it's all very, gruff and rough, and it just sounds like this, and I don't know, it almost sounds like the guy was trying to pull off a Solid Snake thing, which is funny since David Hayter is in this as the male Jedi Knight. But when I looked up the name of the female bounty hunter, let's just say I got a little giddy. Like, I went a little fanboyish because, well, take a listen.
I'm always a professional. Just point me in the direction of the action.
Now, if you can't figure out who that is, because at first I didn't, I was like, that sounds nothing like her. But I double-checked sources, the ID, BM and such and all that. That is Grey Delisle, or Grey, whatever her other last name is. If you don't know who that is the voice. She has done so much voice acting work. My gosh, that woman is an incredible voice actress, and she does a lot of work. But you may know her, well as here's a couple of examples. She was Nasana Dantius in Mass Effect. Not a good enough example for you? Here's a couple more. She was the female wizard, aka Li Ming, in Diablo 3, as well as Heroes of the Storm. And here's the big one you probably know. She was Azula in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh my gosh. As someone who not too long ago sat down and watched the whole Avatar show, let's just say that I loved her her performance as Azula. Oh my gosh. And I looked at all of her other... She has quite the resume. Seriously, look up the stuff she's done. She's also voiced Vicky in The Fairly Odd Parents. She's also done a lot of other anime work. She's also voiced Daphne in recent Scooby-Doo stuff. She's done a lot of great voice acting work. And it's hard for me to believe that's her because she almost doesn't sound like her. But when you really listen, you can actually pick it up. She's not doing the high-pitched voice we're used to hearing from Li Ming or Azula. She's doing a much more lower tone type of voice. So... oh my gosh, yes. If you can't tell, I'm a bit of a fanboy of Grey Delisle and her voice acting work. I think she's fantastic. I love her. Oh, man. She's right. She's like on par with some of those other voice actresses that I absolutely adore because of how great of a voice actor she is. She's like up there with Claudia Black, to give you guys an idea, because you guys probably know how much I love Claudia Black and Jennifer Hale and Joe Wyatt. Gosh, I love those women. So that's one of the main reasons. Now, you're probably going, what in the world happened to her? Well, let's just say as I was looking through customization stuff, I kind of was starting to...
doing business with you.
Yeah, there's more. I was kind of going through an idea of what I wanted her to be. Now, again, you're probably going, again, another human? Yeah, well, whatever. But I was looking at this and I was like, oh, this is a pretty cool face paint. And to me, it makes sense that some bounty hunters would be do a face paint thing for themselves. And I was looking at other scars and such, and so I saw this and I thought, what if she, during her early years as a hunter, like when she was kind of starting to get going, she ran to a bounty that caused, trying to escape and such, kind of caused this scar in her face, like an acid burn or just, or something like that. And so later on, she decided to try and kind of cover it up a bit with some battle war paint to let her prey know that she was going to be more serious going forward while hunting them down. So now I also have a very specific set that I'm going to be using on her. So you may or may not see her face all that much compared to the helmet. Now there is another Mandalorian set you can get that has the vintage legit Jango and Boba Fett helmet. I just don't have that yet. I'm going to have to get some cartel coins if I want to get that. But even if I don't, I have a really cool looking Mandalorian set, which I'm totally fine with using, even if it doesn't have the legit vintage Boba and Jango Fett helmet. But also, in case you're wondering, we're going to be going with Mercenary, and we're going to go with the Arsenal spec. I went with Ordnance for my main bounty hunter, and I'm doing a shield tech on my other one that I've been doing. And, it's based on other little tech things and flamethrowers and such. But honestly, I love the idea of a spec that focuses on rockets and such. I really like that. Plus, the thing I love about Mercenary is that it's like Django with the dual wielding blasters, a blaster in each hand. I just think that's really, really cool. But that's just me. So hopefully this random name that I got works. What do you guys say we start the story of the bounty hunter? Unbelievable. Random name is not available. All right, how about this other name that I was thinking? Feta. No, that is also unavailable. Hold on. Give me a second here. I'm trying, but I'm terrible with coming up with names. I'm really bad at it. Alright, that worked. Sure, let's just go with that one. Nope. Turning it down. I turned it down to the very bare minimum. Because, well, of course I did. Now let's just hope that there's no stupid, ridiculous copyright claim from the National Hockey League on this one, like there was on my Inquisitor video, which was ridiculous. The Bounty Hunter. The Great Hunt begins. While the Sith Empire and the Galactic Republic scheme against each other, a bloody contest rages in the frontier systems. Mercenaries from across the galaxy compete for the privilege of entering a dangerous manhunt where they must capture or eliminate the most notorious and elusive targets. In the polluted swamps of Hutta, a tough young gunfighter teams with an aging bounty hunter to secure an invitation to this deadly struggle for fortune and glory. Very bounty hunter, right? So, let's just say I was very eager to play this because, obviously, the popularity of Boba Fett and then later Jango Fett, of course, really helped elevate the whole Mandalorian and bounty hunter thing. I played the Star Wars bounty hunter game, which is a playthrough on this channel. If you guys haven't seen it, feel free to check it out. It's actually one of my more watched playthroughs. I really love that game, and I explain why at the beginning of that playthrough. But I have to make an admission here, guys. I have not watched the entirety of the Mandalorian show. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not oblivious or blind to what's happened. I know what has happened on the show. I just haven't sat down and actually watched it. I've been kind of looking up clips, looking up reaction videos of people watching the show. So I know what has happened on the show. I just haven't actually sat down and watched it from beginning to end, like legit, like others were. I just wasn't really finding the time, to be able to, with the schedule that I've been having over the past couple of years, I wasn't necessarily finding the time to sit down and watch that particular show. It's something I do want to do, don't get me wrong. I also want to watch the upcoming show they have called The Book of Boba Fett, because I'm a big fan of the bounty hunters, the Mandalorians, the Fets. I'm a huge fan of it. So let's just say that I particularly enjoy this story because, of course, we get to play a freaking bounty hunter, and we get to dress them up in really cool looking armors and such that makes them look like they are one of the Fets or one of the classic Mandalorian hunters. You could even get the classic helmet that the Fets as well as the guy from the Mandalorian show wears. Maybe not the exact same color or appearance or anything, but you can still kind of get a similar type of appearance, which is awesome. So, anyways. Let me turn the game sound back up. So, in case you're wondering what's going on here, our hunter is arriving to participate in this on behalf of someone else. But you'll get that little exposition here at the beginning when they're like, "Hey, welcome, and this is why you're here." Wasn't even her bounty, but yet she's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna let you get away." and stay out! By the way, in case you're wondering where we are, this is a planet called Hutta.
We're almost set up. See if you can't get that security network running, Mako.
Sure thing, Braden. We'll be... hey now.
Hey, indeed. The main attraction is here. Team, this is the girl we're pinning all our hopes on. Best shot I've ever seen in Nerves of Steel. She's great hunt material, all right. What do you say, Hunter? Ready to meet your team?
My team. I like the sound of that.
Get used to the idea. To win the Great Hunt, you'll need support, structure, and intel. Let's do things official-like. This is Mako, a little genius I picked up years ago in Nar Shaddaa. She provides intel and tech.
Hope you're as good as the old man says.
And the big bruiser is Jory. He handles the heavy lifting and provides security for our base of operations.
Atungi ma chechu, I kutsig ng kihe.
Are you and this little girl an item, Jory?
Puni rana nu prata dunko?
All right, enough introductions. Down to business. We're here because the Great Hunt has been called. Little Mako is the most rabid fan of hunter history this side of Geonosis, and even she doesn't know exactly what the Great Hunt entails.
I do know the names of every great hunt winner, though. Bloodworthy, the Defenestrator, Jewel and Nightbringer.
Every bounty hunter who's won a great hunt went on to massive glory and riches, which is why we're here.
What's our first move?
Here's what I know so far. The Great Hunt has two groups, the Mandalorian Elite and freelance bounty hunters sponsored by influential crime lords. There's no time to make you a Mandalorian. That means you need a sponsor.
Nemro the Hutt runs this stinking little town. I've got just enough pull with that gangster to get you an introduction. Mako, scan for every bounty in the area. I want the nastiest, most brutal, untouchable scum you can find.
I'm on it, Braden. One nasty character coming up.
We need to get you situated as a big-time hunter, at least as far as the locals know. Then we contact Nemro. Mako will plant rumors about your off-world exploits. But you have to take down someone impressive and local to sell the reputation.
Is there anything that little girl can't do?
She can't handle a gun like you can. Or we wouldn't need you, would we?
Found something. Check this out. Vex Corellian. Champion quick-draw artist, wanted for robbing 15 Imperial military pay stations.
Togawata kiko uba kiriwata buki donko.
Perfect. This Vex is either a madman or a glory hound, and he's obviously dangerous.
Says here Vex has a safe house in the bad part of town, right in the heart of the madness. That'll be fun.
Nemro the Hutt's enemy took over part of this town. It's dangerous poking around in there, but it's your best shot. Raid Vex's safe house and look for something that might help us track him down, but be ready for anything.
The rest of you get to stay here.
We're setting up the support system so you can build a reputation. Now get to it.
I've always loved that this is the, hey, I'm gonna get my health and resource back. For the bounty hunter, anyway. So, double wielding. Yeah. So yeah, we have heat, and we can be able to actually go ahead and vent that.
Do you require medical attention?
At your banky.
Just right off the bat, just like we have our area just right next to a cantina here. It's literally in the cantina. Nemro the Hutt? Really?
I'll listen, for now. You don't seem entirely reliable.
Honors all deals. In violation. Turn the message to scrap if ignored. Okay. Put a mailbox literally right outside. So, obviously, I have some stuff to work out here. We also have a transport specialist literally right here. Like, they really made the whole, like, hey, guess what? You start off in the cantina. You've got everything right here, right from the get-go for starting your character. There's Nimrod's Palace, and there's a market and such, so... Yeah, very Hutt, isn't it? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here because I have to go through my mailbox. I also have to set up getting her armor and everything, so, yeah. Stay tuned.